Hi, this is Mark, and Janet's going to join me. We're going to do a short video here for people who are possibly interested in joining us at YWAM Jacksonville on staff. We're doing this from our new base, which is right across the street from the beach. It's really awesome. We are so thankful to be here. So anyway, we want to try to give you like a flavor of what YWAM Jacksonville is all about. And we realize that we won't be able to answer all of your questions on a short video, so you can email me if you have more questions or ideas, and that is at markbaxter77@gmail.com. Okay, so to begin with, let me share with you our mission statement, and that is to inspire, equip, and send people to take the good news of Jesus to those who have never heard. Now, by inspire, what we mean there is to educate the body of Christ, like the church, youth groups, etc., on the state of world missions today, opportunities in missions today. One of the areas where we offer a course here, we're getting ready to do that actually in Jacksonville, and I get to speak in other ones around the country. That's the Perspectives course, and Janet is involved in that.
Right, I just had the opportunity to finish the Perspectives Coordinator training in May, and myself, along with another gentleman here in Jacksonville, who is also a coordinator, will be putting together one of the Perspectives on the World Christian Movement courses being offered here in January of 2012. So we're very excited about that opportunity to educate more of the body of Christ on missions.
Yeah, so that's the idea of inspire. In addition, we also do short-term outreaches, and the idea there is to also encourage young people, usually youth groups, regarding missions. They can come to Jacksonville for a week and stay here, again across the street from the beach, and do some service projects in Jacksonville, or we'll take them to places like Mexico, Jamaica, etc. Yeah, so that's inspire. The next is equip. We equip people primarily through our missionary training schools. We do 2 DTSs and a School of Frontier Missions, and we want to start a basic a School of Leadership Development is what we're looking at starting. And so those are schools here that focus on discipleship, on training, and we'll send those teams out to specifically unreached people groups in the 1040 window. We don't send our DTS outreaches or other outreaches like that to the places like Mexico or Jamaica. You know, our motto here is not, let's go tell them again. No, our motto is, our motto is to go to the places where they've never heard the gospel. That's what we want to do. And so that's where we send our teams, to reach out to those who haven't had a chance. So that's equipping. And then sending, I just mentioned that, we'll send teams out for DTS outreaches, School of Frontier Missions internships, or long-term teams out to work with specific unreached people groups. So that's our vision. That's our mission statement. That's what we do at YWAM Jacksonville. We also wanted to talk with you about some of the values that we have here. I mean, obviously all YWAM bases have the basic fundamental values of YWAM. We have some specifics. One of these is the importance of integrity and honesty. You know, we want to have people who come here that have integrity. Related to that, I think, is a good work ethic. They work hard. People that come here understand that they are working for YWAM Jacksonville. They're not sitting around doing nothing or just relaxing at the beach all the time, but they are working here, so they have that integrity, they have that self-discipline, and they understand that it's a privilege to work in missions, and so that's why they come. A couple more values. You know, we really emphasize the freedom in Jesus. We're not a religious bunch. We really focus on relationship instead of rules. And so we're very grace-oriented as a base. Janet and I, we run the place. We're the directors, but we have staff who are over departments like Frontiers Department, Schools Department, areas like marketing. We have very good staff that are running those areas. We give them freedom to do that. They just report to us. but we're grace-oriented. We're not a police force. We're not going to tell you when to go nighty-night. You know, you're old enough, you're an adult, you know when to go to bed. We're not going to treat you like a child. We believe that if you're going to come here, that you have the integrity anyway, so we don't have to chase you around and see what's going on all the time. So, yeah, and we're not too big on the whole special relationship stuff. We trust people. We're grace-oriented. That's us. If you need really strict accountability and strong oversight, then Jacksonville's probably not for you, because we will trust you to be an adult and to follow Jesus with all your heart. One other value I'll mention, and that is we're really committed to winning the lost. Evangelism. You know, Mercy Ministry is really good. Our teams are out there a lot of times doing various types of Mercy Ministry. Janet and I were in China for a year where we were involved in teaching English. We believe in that, you know, coffee houses, whatever it is out in other nations. But that's for the purpose of sharing the gospel. The example I use, so what if a young, beautiful Chinese child learns English and then they grow up and they never hear the gospel? What good does it do? So they die, they go to hell. They can say, ouch! That doesn't help. They need to hear about Jesus. And so we were teaching English, but we were there for the purpose of sharing Jesus. And that's the value of YWAM Jacksonville. We are committed to preaching the gospel. Preaching means to open thy mouth and say it. And so that's what we're committed to. The training involves that and the application of that. So those are some values. Again, primarily the idea here is we are grace-oriented. Not a bunch of rules, but we don't discipleship through rules. We disciple through relationships. So, just a couple other things on attitude. We really want people to have a passion for Jesus and for the lost. People who have a positive attitude, because we believe God is sovereign. He knows everything, so we can trust Him, so we should have a good attitude toward life. And then the self-discipline part of it. Now, one of the important things we want to hit here is the finances, because we know how important it is that people have good support. And that's something that Janet has been really good at support raising.
Yeah, often people who are applying for staff will ask us, you know, do we have minimum set? What we highly recommend, having lived here for a while, is if you are an individual, we encourage you very strongly to shoot for that goal of having at least $1,000 a month. If you're a couple, we encourage couples to try to raise up at least $1,500 a month. If you have children, then it would be more than that. And the reason that we kind of set those two financial goals or whatever is just because we've seen staff come, we've seen people come that don't have good support, and they really struggle. It's hard for them to focus on the work that God's called them to. And that's not fun. I mean, Mark and I, we have good support, but we've also been in kind of a season of some challenging financial times, and it's just not fun. And so we really encourage people before they come to work at raising up their support. We also get asked the question, what about staff fees? We do have an administrative fee. It is 10% of your support. Now, what that basically means is, if you don't meet those support levels, then individuals would pay $100 a month out of their support. Couples would pay $150 a month. Now, like, for example, if Mark and I had, say, a month where we had $4,000 come in, then it would be not that $150, but it would be 10% of that. So actually our fee would be $400 if there was $4,000 coming in. And what that's going for is just, we've found through the years, it really helps with the operations of the base, for the office space, for the electricity, for all that goes on here at YWAM. It's just, it's a way for staff to sow seeds into the ministry, but also to receive some benefits for being here. So, yeah.
Yeah, in addition to that, for people who want to live here in the hotel, which is right across the street from the beach. Yeah, if you want to live here, we rent out the rooms to YWAMers for $500 a month. That is for one room, like for a married couple. Now, if you had kids, you needed another room, it would be more expensive. For individual staff, if they want to share a room, it'd be like $250 if there's 2 of them. So you can live here at that. And then we also will have a meal plan. It kicks in when the schools start in the fall. If you want to participate in the meal plan, I think we're looking at around, what, $5 a day maybe?
Right.
Something like that for all 3 meals total. So it's not bad. We try to keep the costs down for the staff. But there are costs. We want you to know that. You need to have decent support so you can be focused on ministry and not worried about money all the time. So we really want you to make it with that. Yeah, so I think that gives you an idea of YWAM Jacksonville. Again, you may have more questions. Feel free to email. Primarily, we just want you to know this. We want self-starters, people who have self-discipline, who will work, and they have a passion for Jesus and for the lost. We want to share the gospel. And the main thing about YWAM Jacksonville, the reason we started the base, we want to get the gospel to those who have never heard. If you want to start a ministry in Costa Rica, God bless you. Don't come to Jacksonville. We want to reach those who have never had a chance to hear the gospel. If that's your heart, you want to reach those who haven't had a chance, then consider YWAM Jacksonville. We'd love to have you come. Thanks. God bless you. Go ahead, click the camera, quick.